Every musician knows how important it is to have a solid online presence, but it's hard, especially if you're doing it all yourself and you're just getting started. Welcome to our beginner's guide to YouTube for musicians, where we hope to, at the very least, point you in the right direction and get you started with a successful YouTube channel and successful music promotion on YouTube. Nikki here from Virtuosica. Let me insert a disclaimer here right away. I am not a musician, and these days, frankly, I'm glad I'm not. I am, however, a co-founder and the chief operating officer of a little startup from California by the name of Virtuosica, and we have a virtual concert platform out there in open beta for you now. So I do have skin in the game here. Right off the bat, how is this video different from all of the other videos out there telling you how to use YouTube to promote your music? Because we will not just be covering how to promote your music on YouTube for artists who create original music. We're also going to be talking about general promotion of your music on YouTube, whether you are a cover band, a session musician, or an artist with original music. That said, you probably have a lot of people coming at you telling you that video is king of all content today and that digital marketing for your music is a must. But where do you start? And what do you do? And if you're not promoting just original music, how do you make sure that YouTube doesn't flag your content for copyright issues or shut you down before you've even really gotten started? What if you're a cover band doing other people's music? Let's start with the basics. And the basics are setting up your YouTube channel. By that, I mean setting up your channel correctly. Because we're going to try to keep this video as brief and as useful as humanly possible, we're not going to go through all of the details of each of these sections, but we will include links to either videos or websites or tools from actual leading experts in their respective fields. None of the links or recommendations in the description of this video are paid promotions, nor are we affiliated as a company or as individuals with any of these companies or people. In fact, some of them have no idea that we exist. Actually, no. All of them have no idea that we actually exist. The short of it, in terms of setting up your YouTube channel and properly, is that it will require a few hours and some effort, with possibly a light learning curve for many of you. Here's what you want to do first. Obviously, you want to have a YouTube account, but then you want to go in and create a YouTube brand channel. Link for that in the description of this video, but you do want to create a YouTube brand channel for various reasons that I'm not going to get into now, some of which are explained down in that link. Then choose a unique name for your channel. You could just use your band name, but you want to, unless your band name is really something specific and different, what you want to do is, instead of just your band name or your own name, if you're a solo performer, you do want to add a little something to it. Consider incorporating elements or things like your music style or personality into the name, or use wordplay to make it what we marketing folks call stickier. Once you have a username, what you want to add is a compelling bio. So when you set up your channel, use that bio section and other branding elements to tell your story. Create an engaging and persuasive bio to give viewers a glimpse into your musical journey and what your music is about. Make sure that when people do discover you on YouTube, that they can immediately get a feel and a sense of who you are and what your music is about. Add links to your profile under branding in your profile customization, your channel customization. You want to add links to your website, social media profiles, obviously music download pages, music distribution channels, and all of that. Also, adding a link where people can immediately either book you or hire you for a private gig is a great way to obviously get more gigs and get yourself out there. And it would be a shame not to use that space. Next up, or maybe with that bio, you want a good cover image. You want to include a good profile image. Think of these as your album cover art and use that space to, again, make sure that you're clear on, in terms of imaging, who you are and what your music is about. In that cover image up there, you might want to include, pictures of you performing or, in studio or anything like that. A little bit of background, a little bit of personality is definitely not going to hurt you. In fact, it might do wonders. Step number 2 in creating a viable, successful presence for your music promotion on YouTube is create engaging videos. Creating videos is where most people stumble and fail on YouTube, whether they're musicians or not. And some people will tell you to go for, high quality videos. They have to be high quality and you've got to get them out once a week and all of these rules and all of that. We're here to tell you that while it's a little bit of both quality and quantity, creating video content needs to be first and foremost manageable for you. You don't want your promotion or creating content for YouTube to promote your music to get in the way of your actual gigging and music. Here's what I mean by manageable. First, it's not just about music videos anymore at all. It's about you and your music. If you feel comfortable in front of a camera, that's fantastic. Then hit record on your smartphone multiple times a day or week. And, whether it's when you're setting up your gear or when you're practicing or when you're hanging out with your bandmates or fellow musicians or when you're composing or writing new material, flip your camera on and just record and see what comes of it. Then, once a week, sit down and take a look at all of the footage that you have and figure out what you want to post and which part of that whole musician life and process you want to share with your audience and on which network. So a lot of the stuff is also going to be useful on other social media networks, like TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook Reels, and all of that other stuff. You could also go live and do a little bit of live streaming. We'll talk about the formats a little bit more in depth in just a minute. A lot has changed on YouTube and social media in general over the last couple of years. It's now all about being in the moment and engaging with audiences. Forget subscriber and follower counts. It's all about the content now. Here are the 4 types of content that work best on YouTube in 2023 and that are relevant and manageable for musicians. First up, live streaming. With a brand new channel and no subscribers and not a lot of, videos already up, you might feel like it's too early to start live streaming. Not so. Unlike most other folks, musicians have something to show audiences without putting a whole lot of effort into planning for their live streams and, having to figure things out. So it's as simple as live streaming a practice session or a jam session with a fellow musician. And again, it's not about subscribers anymore. It's about the content, and live streamed content is just popular. Also, live streaming doesn't require any video editing, which, not everyone is great at. Keep in mind that YouTube does save all of your live streams as videos that users can come back and rewatch on your channel. You can also download those videos and you can reuse that content for other social networks, or you could actually edit that video from the live stream and then reuse it in other new videos on YouTube. Another thing that requires very little to no editing and that is massively popular, and hear me out on this because again, it's going to seem a little counterintuitive for musicians, but another format that is popular today and growing in popularity are interviews, video interviews, and video podcasts. For musicians, it could be as easy as just sitting around with a band, talking about topics currently on the table, talking about how to plan a small tour, or bringing in people from your industry that aren't necessarily musicians, right? But that could help other musicians that are like you. And again, this has a lot to do with format number 4, and I'm already foreshadowing what that's going to be here. Another great thing to do is if you are a touring band, then you could actually do a podcast about the tour. It doesn't have to be elaborate. It could just be either you sitting around or you just, filming for half an hour or an hour where you're going, what you're doing, what life on the road is like. Content type number 3, and I have to admit, not among my favorite content types, possibly because there's so much of it today. So it is highly competitive, especially in the music industry, but it is still extremely popular and it works. Those are reaction videos. I'm not going to explain those. I'm sure you've all seen reaction videos, especially for music. So, if you're into that sort of thing, if you have opinions that you want to get out there, you go ahead and you do reaction videos because they will get you places. Now, again, not my favorite, but definitely something that works for a lot of people. Content type number 4 that is also extremely popular on YouTube and is actually one of the main reasons that most users come to YouTube. Essentially, it's the world's second biggest search engine. And so a lot of people come on there either looking for something, looking something up, or to view how-to videos and to learn stuff. And so YouTube essentially is also a learning platform for people. That brings me to the content type. Finally, the big reveal is educational content or teaching videos. These can be either teaching videos or reviews about new instruments, new gear, how to set equipment up, how to transport equipment. Or it could be, if you're a touring band, it could be as simple as teaching people about something new that you just learned about this city that you're in or this town that you're in for the first time that you're going to have a gig in. And it helps you interact with the audience in that place, but will also generate more attention, not just on your YouTube channel, but generate more attention for you and your music. Bonus points for anyone wanting to share backstage content from either touring or recording in the studio or just band practices or whatever it is that you do. Backstage content is extremely popular, and in fact, more musicians should be doing it, small and large and everyone. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of that. If you have original music and are dropping singles, we will talk more about that in just a minute. And again, we've left a few very relevant links from actual industry experts in the video description below. So please do take a look at those. Again, we don't get anything from that aside from actually providing valuable information to you on our YouTube channel. Step number 3. Optimize your videos. Once you have created your videos, it is time to optimize them for the world to discover on YouTube and other networks. Optimizing your videos for YouTube search, first and foremost, will get you places. Increasing visibility and attracting more relevant viewers to your channel is the name of the game here. And here's how to do that. Research relevant keywords. This sounds like a lot of work, but hold on a minute. Before creating your video and your video titles and descriptions and tags, do a little bit of research to find out what the relevant keywords are for the topic that you're talking about or your music and in your industry. If you want to take a few minutes, you can do that by really getting into it a little bit more and using tools like Google Keyword Planner or vidIQ to find popular keywords related to your music genre, your location, or just your video topic. Or if you don't want to get into it that much, and this is definitely less effective, but it's a start, you could just go to YouTube, go to the search bar in YouTube and start typing in your topic into the YouTube search bar and take a look at the suggestions, the autocomplete suggestions that YouTube is showing you, because that's what people are looking for and that's what they have been looking for on YouTube. Number 2, then second step there is use those keywords to create engaging titles for your video. Your video title and thumbnail are the first thing that people see on YouTube. The title, using those keywords, will help people find your video, but it will also help people decide whether or not they want to watch your video. Giving your video a title like jamming at the club will tell people nothing about your video, your band, where you were, what you were doing exactly, right? And hence no views and no engagement. So use your research on relevant keywords to create titles that are both attention grabbing and descriptive and relevant to whatever it is you're talking about. If you're covering a song, be sure to include the name of the song or include location if it's relevant, like if you were playing it at a certain club, and, consider additional descriptors like live performance or new single or official video to let people know, again, the circumstances and what's happening. Then another thing that you want to do, and that again, I see a lot of videos related to music without, is a description to your video. You want to use that description space and put just anything and everything in there, especially if you're a new channel. This information comes from YouTube's executives that work on search and algorithms at YouTube. YouTube does not push content. What YouTube does, and what the YouTube algorithms help YouTube do, is they help YouTube pull your videos and show them to users of your videos that have viewed similar content before. Now, if you're a new channel, YouTube doesn't know whether or not to show your content unless you tell YouTube and its algorithms in what we call metadata. And metadata basically includes the tags that you include in your videos, your video title, your video description, and you want to use all of those spaces to explain your video, where you were, where the song comes from. If you want to add lyrics there, obviously this is something you've seen a million times. That's also a good place to do it. But up top right away, you want to give everything context. You also want to use that space to tell YouTube who to show your videos to, maybe, and that's how you're going to get your initial views. Another thing that you definitely want to do in all of your, not just YouTube content, but generally all of your online content, definitely video, is do tell your audience where to go next and what to do next. Buy tickets for our next concert over here, or come see us at our next gig over there, or download our new single over yonder. Definitely use that space. Last but not least, include links. Now, you're going to have a little bit of an issue there if you are setting up a brand new channel, because YouTube is not going to allow you to include links, to have YouTube allow you to add links in the video descriptions for a brand new channel. You are going to either need to verify your identity, or you could just wait it out. So if your channel is healthy after a couple of months, YouTube will allow you to include links. Which brings us to step number 4, and that is distribute and engage. So once you have done everything else that I just listed, what you want to do is you want to distribute and engage. For a successful YouTube channel, for musicians, it's vital to distribute your video content on other platforms, obviously loop people in. So you are literally stepping into a new space here, introducing yourself and building relationships. You obviously already have some existing relationships, so do loop those people in as well. And all of that will help you build a strong, growing, and loyal fan base. Here are a couple of really quick examples of what you can and should do in terms of distribution and engagement. Again, host live streams, talk to people. This is all aside from obviously linking your music out and your videos out on various social networks. Next thing you can do is create interactive videos. Ask people what they think or what they'd like to hear, and have people ask you stuff. Again, audience interaction and fan interaction should not be a problem for performers. So there you have it. Number 3, and you'll hear a lot of this, is respond to comments. But I'm going to modify that a little bit, because especially in the beginning, you're not going to have a lot of comments to respond to, if any at all. And what you want to do is you just want to generally have conversations with people. Go comment on another band's video. Go comment on a fellow musician's video. Not just support each other, but yeah, have a conversation about music. Be active and be present, because nobody knows you're there unless you actually speak up. Another thing that musicians can and should do is offer exclusive content. This can be merch, but it can also just be private virtual performances. It can be a bunch of stuff, and you can do all of this either through Patreon or whatever other system you have set up for that sort of thing, or you can again do live virtual performances on platforms like Virtuosica. And if you don't know what Virtuosica is, go to the description of this video and go take a look at who we are and what we are, because right now I'm not going to get into it because this video is about you and not about us. Offering exclusive content like private virtual concerts to your most loyal fans is a great way to keep them engaged, keep them coming back for more, and growing your fan base. Step 5, and this is a little bit focused on musicians who create original music, but wait until the end of step 5 because this is not meant just for musicians and bands with original music. Let's talk about releasing singles on YouTube. Back in the day, it used to be that you'd release a single on radio or MTV. Yes, I'm that old. After maybe 1 or 2 singles, you would go ahead and release the entire album, and that would sell in these things that we used to call record stores. Today, it is all about digital channels, obviously, and releasing singles is now a thing. Release single after single after single after single after single. I think you get it. And then maybe, possibly, a full album. Instead of talking about it too much, we turn your attention here to industry veteran and YouTuber Damian Keys. And he happens to be somewhat of an expert on this particular topic. He used to have the 20-day single release plan for YouTube. It is now the 23-day single release plan for YouTube for musicians. He's been in the music industry since he was 18 years old, or rather probably earlier, but he got signed at 18. Link below and check out this recent video that he just did on the 23-day single release. And there's so much more information there, not just on single releases, but a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about here. Point is, you must drop singles on YouTube and then cross-promote that on other digital channels. Your strategy here may be a little bit different, depending on whether it's your original music or you're promoting yourself as a cover band or a session musician. Single release method can work for pretty much any musician, regardless of whether you're dropping original music or not. If it's not your original music, you could either record your own arrangement of a song, which is, again, extremely popular on YouTube. You can create and release a video reel of your live performances. Again, if you are a wedding band, hire a videographer, I'm pretty sure you know a few, and a video editor, and then create a long form sort of, commercial that's more like adapted to YouTube with your live music, maybe if some of your customers have allowed that, or testimonials and stuff like that, or just how your band preps, and sort of like a 10-minute documentary. This will get future customers, future potential customers to get to know you a little bit better, and it breeds trust. There's a lot of content that you could create and that you could treat like a single and use that same 23-day strategy, because that's what it all comes down to: selling more music, getting more gigs, garnering a following online, and more fans at your gigs. Follow these steps, start creating a strong presence on YouTube today, and let us know how it goes. Remember to put your fans and your music first, and have fun creating content that you and your fans will enjoy first and foremost and appreciate. Again, it's just like performing anywhere else. You're just doing it here. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the flip side.